Trainer Brad Cox had 3 fillies here in the Kentucky Oaks. His top finishes were 3rd and 4th, so he's going to look to change his fortunes tomorrow in the Run for the Roses. The Kentucky Derby, a 6:57 post time when the Carolina Panthers get on the clock in about an hour, and that's when former Kentucky quarterback Will Levis will start to count down the minutes himself. Got the win at 20-to-1 odds to earn a spot in the Kentucky Oaks. And today, a spot in the Kentucky Derby on the line. The 99th running of the Toyota Bluegrass Stakes. A lot of fun. A good field of 3-year-old colts. Tapit Trice, the favorite, at 8-to-5 odds. It's shot at 50 feet instead of 33, and it has 3 different positions: standing, kneeling, and prone. 3 different positions, but they all have the same goal: aim down the sights and shoot 10s. When you're that close, you just kind of chalk it up to the football gods and you move on. And that's what this team did. Yeah, it wasn't the same in 2020. And of course, Keeneland hosted in 2015 as well, which was an exciting time for American Pharoah as well, making history. This crowd also was not liking it. They were kind of snoozing here early in the game. I think they were up getting those rib nachos or something. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Oh, you love it. It's hard to not smile at a guy like Oscar Tshiebwe. He's always smiling. Of course, a legend here in Lexington. Singing in the gym, You Got a Friend in Me, a classic. Toy Story, Danny, that's got to be top 3 Pixar movie, right? I mean, absolutely legendary. He's hoping an NBA team will have a friend in him on June 22nd in the NBA draft. Dunbar coming in to face the Broncos. It was a sluggish start for Douglas, an early 3-and-out, but they pull out the fake punt. What a call from the sideline, Mitch, and they get it. Cooper Ranvier gets on his high horse. Right there, Broncos. Hey, he gets the first down. Nathan McPeak was livid on the sideline. Check him out. He is getting on his offense to wake up. A tragedy in the mountains.
Something that you could not fathom and something that you only see in movies.
The flash flooding last week in eastern Kentucky rocked these communities harder than these people could have imagined. Dozens dead and others still unaccounted for.
It's just, it's a somber time, and your heart breaks.
This time of the year, the pylons at high school football fields should be in the end zones at practice. At Breathitt County, they washed away to the creekside, lying beneath the mud line left on the leaves and the trees.
It's something like I've never seen before or can even get my head around.
Breathitt County head coach Kyle Moore watched as 6 feet of water flooded his football field and, more importantly, his community.
You'll need us to relay some people back to Hazard for you?
He, like everyone else, was trapped for hours, if not days, before the water receded enough to get in the town.
It just started coming down, and it just didn't stop, and it just came up so fast and kind of caught everybody off guard. And one minute everybody's okay, and the next minute it's the creeks and rivers are out of control and people are getting flooded.
His first trip back to the stadium was a tough one, seeing the locker room destroyed. Covered in mud, lockers broken, equipment ruined, trophies tarnished, soda machines turned on their side. The water rose up to the state championship pictures feet above the ground.
Got flooded, and the worst part is the mud.
Think about the old sports cliche, get muddy, get that uniform dirty. It's not supposed to happen this way.
It's going to be a long process, but we're going to be okay.
In Breathitt County, I'm Michael Epps, Fox 56 Sports. There's no fumbling footballs here.
In layman's terms, bullseye.
In the basement of Barker Hall, the Kentucky rifle team is correcting misconceptions.
My favorite is always, well, you guys work out, or you work out the trigger finger, kind of things like that. There's a little bit more to it than that.
Well, it has to be more to it than that if they just won an NCAA national championship. Yep, rifle wins championships like all the other sports do.
They work out just like other athletes. There's no body type. We go out and recruit just like basketball and football does.
The NCAA picked up rifle as a co-ed varsity sport in 1980. Well, enough with the history lesson. What's it like to shoot?
Squeezing that trigger, really good execution.
It's just like finger squeeze, and then I do the follow through.
That feeling is the best feeling in the world.
Kentucky competes in 2 separate events in competitive rifle. The air rifle event is done standing up, but small bore is a little bit different. It's shot at 50 feet instead of 33, and it has 3 different positions: standing, kneeling, and prone. 3 different positions, but they all have the same goal: aim down the sights, and shoot 10s. The backgrounds these athletes have are all so unique. Richard Clark has been shooting since he was a kid.
I grew up going out and hunting with my dad and grandpa. Originally started shooting in our backyard at the age of 3 with a little cricket 10-22 rifle.
Allison Bissler has 2 sisters that shot in college, so naturally she had to get into it.
There was a game fair that my dad took us to, and they had a booth there for a rifle, and we shot it, and they loved it. I didn't like it at first, and I was like, I'll try it again, like I guess. And then I started to really like it too.
Martin Boss is from Norway. He shot for the Norwegian national team and then came here to UK.
More challenging, sort of, or it's a new challenge because it's more team related than back in Norway, where we shoot more individually.
The balance of team versus individual is the fascinating part about this sport. They've had multiple Olympians come through this program, and the program's won 4 national championships.
They're all special. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the generic answer, but they really are.
Talk about winning, but here, winning together.
It's very individually sport driven, but college really puts it in perspective of a team. I think sky's the limit for this group, depending on how high we make the sky.
In Lexington, I'm Michael Epps, Fox 56 Sports.